Okay, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I'd like to give double honors unto the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who were well taught me his truth. Peace and salutations unto you, Akim, that's pushing his truth with all truth and sincerity. I'm the brother Yashar, Gabar, back to you again with another lesson. Lord willing to be edifying unto the elect, all right? And just going to touch on a few things, about the labor, all right, the work, all right, that we put in, all right, for Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, shows the love, all right, that we have for the Lord, man, all right, and this is why, we constantly, do lessons, do videos, teach, wake up the elect, because it's the love that we have for the Lord, man, all right, and you don't want to forget that, because what, we go through certain shit of this world, catching hell, having to work jobs, which try to take up majority of our time. All right, but we don't let that happen, man. All right, we still, keep the work first. All right, keep the work of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai first. All right, before all this shit that we got going on in this world, man. Yeah, you wake up, you're tired some days, you put off and you maybe do it later on, and all right, those demons, keeping you from doing the work. All right, here it is, hey, Jake be working 3 jobs, have all the energy in the world, wake up 6 in the morning doing damn jumping jacks. All right, but when it comes to doing the work, you get lazy. All right, don't want to do it, putting it off. All right, and you don't want to find yourself, under that act, man. All right, and this is why the elders constantly push out, doing your lessons, doing the videos, man. All right, and you're supposed to be doing it willingly. All right, and I'm speaking to myself first. All right, so. Let's grab this, because if you truly love the Lord, all right, you'll do the work. So this is John chapter 21, verse 15. So when he had dined, Yahweh Shai said to Simon Peter, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me more than these? He said to him, Yeah, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He said unto him, Feed my lambs. He said to him again the second time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? He said to him, Yeah, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He said to him, Feed my sheep. He said to him a third time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? Peter was grieved because he said to him the third time, Lovest thou me? He said to him, lovest thou me? He said to him, Lord, thou knowest all these things. All things. Thou knowest that I love thee. Yahweh Shai said to him, Feed my sheep. So, hey, you see how, important it is. All right? How strong, Yahweh Shai was on Peter about, feeding the sheep, He said, "Wait, if you love me, hey, feed my sheep, man. All right, because that's what matters, man. Feeding the lambs. All right, feeding the sheep of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, and this is what we are required to do, man. All right, nothing else, man. This is what the whole duty of men. Following the commandments. All right, to the best of your ability. All right, and the Lord commanded, all right, for you to feed the sheep. All right, teach, do the work. All right, that shows the love, all right, that you have, all right, for Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, so let's move on. Let's grab this. I'm trying to make it quick. Still at the plantation. All right, so It's 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 2. Feed the flocks of the Most High, which is among you, taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint, but willingly, not for filthy lucre, but of a ready mind. Yeah, so feed the flock, all right? Not by constraint either. You shouldn't have to be forced, all right, to do the work, you know? Shouldn't no one have to kick you in your ass, all right, to feed the flock, man. To do the work, to do the lessons, It says what? Not by constraint, but willingly, all right? And you should be willingly doing the work, all right? If someone have to, constantly force you, tell you, kick you in your ass to do the work, all right, it ain't for you, man. Because we just seen plenty of men, all right, leave, go back into the world, all right? But it always, start off with nigga not doing nothing, man. All right, don't want to do the work. For forgetting what it's all about, man. Forgetting why are you doing the work, man? Don't feel that you have to do it. It's for your how about Shimmy how was shy, man. We get on you. We tell you, hey, do the work. But hey, Jake, take things personal. Get all emotional. All right, but it's really the Lord, all right, telling you to do the work, man. So, hey, back to the point. It says what? Not by constraint, but willingly. Or not for filthy lucre. Yeah, not for money. Jake feel he have to gain something. He got to get something out of it. All right, for him to do the work. All right, and I'm not just speaking on brothers in the faith. Because you have niggas that's in the world that know they're Israelites, claim they know what this truth. All right, but they don't want to do nothing. They'll work for Esau. They'll work a job for Esau. All right, but when it comes to doing the work, they don't want to come out to the camp. All right, they don't want to put in that work, that type of work. Yeah. They debate you, scripture. And you have guys that don't even debate. Just believe. All right, but just refuse. To go out to the highways and hedges. All right, and really, put the work in, Those type of guys, man. All right, much is given, as much is required. You're required, all right, to do the work. It's not just knowing you're an Israelite. All right, you have to put the work in, all right, and show the Lord that you truly love Him. So it says what? For not for filthy lucre, but of a ready mind. All right. Let's see what else. 1 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 58. It says, therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as you know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. All right? So, yeah, always steadfast, unmovable, and always abounding in the work. All right? Always, man. And what's that consist of, doing your lessons. All right, even praying, praying, watching videos, studying, reading. All right, these is all, works. All right, that you have to put in, man. Abounding, always abounding, man. All right, yeah, you miss one day, yeah, you miss a lot, man. All right, and this is why you always have to be abounding in the work of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Staying occupied in prophecy. All right, yeah, these things mean a lot. Not being distracted by some fucking job, some fucking money, some bitches in the world. chasing after all that shit, you know? All right, so what? Staying locked in the spirit, man. Staying locked in, you know, because, hey, we in the end. All right, this place is finished, man, you know? So, hey, we have to, you know, lock in even more, man, all right? Because what, hey, we don't want to be left behind, all right? So, let's end it off with this. Philippians chapter 2, verse 12. It says, wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not in my presence only, but now much more in my absence. Yeah, you have to, you know, obey, all right, the Lord even much more in his absence, man. You know? So it says what? Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. So, yeah, working out your own salvation with fear. With fear, man. You know? Hey, you have to have the fear of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You know? When you done looked up, you know, and it's been a week, 2 weeks without doing the work, hey, you should be in fear, man. All right? Even a few days to have you like, hey, fear, let me get to it. You know? But for you to go a month, all right, something's wrong. You know? If you, you know, have a problem with doing the work, you know, oh, I'm tired of this, I don't want to do that. You don't have the fear of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You don't truly love the Lord. You know, if you have a problem with doing the work, you know, you can get your nigga ass on, man. You know? So yeah, man. Hey, working out your own salvation, man. All right? Because what the next man does, all right, the next brother does, man, you know, it's not going to determine your salvation, you know? You know, you have to work on your own salvation, man. Put in your own work. All right, with fear and trembling. All right, so, hey, Lord willing, all right, this video was edifying to the elect, giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, and give double honors unto the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Until next time, say Shalom.